and welcome to Uptown Tonight. It is November 2nd of 2022, and we're doing a re-record here because the last time, well, we had a little camera issue, and it made everything kind of weird and everything else. But that's okay. That's what we get technology for, so we can redo this again. So I'm your host, Mr. Wayne Stallenfacher, or Discount Tom Cruise. They kept calling me Maverick all day today at the school that I was teaching at. I don't know. I don't see where they get that from, but whatever. I've been called Tom Brady before and everything else. Steve Jobs. And yeah, people are weird, but that's just how it is. So we are the Uptown Tonight Podcast, and we are here for the FM area's weekly entertainment podcast, where we believe a rising tide does raise all ships, and the best thing you can do for us right now is to like, subscribe, and do all the rest of that fun stuff. And we are here today with our guest, Miss Kristin Ottem. So, how you doing, Chris?
I'm fantastic.
This is awesome.
How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. We're
Good.
doing great. Yeah, we'll have to talk about the little episode we had while trying to get into the studio, but first, I need to talk a little bit more about me and what happened this weekend, because it was the Halloween weekend, and it was really good. So let's get into that. Oh, that's right. We have Uptown merchandise here, and of course, you have to find that on stage with us. Let's see, where are we playing next? Next, we are in Oaks at the Angry Beaver. That'll be in a couple of weeks here. And then there's ZB's. He's the we'll talk about him in just a moment.
Naughty.
He was naughty, extremely naughty. And then we got Cito. He's hanging on to old Junior there. He's the one who shows all of our merchandise for us with the Uptown shirts and everything else. And that's our new guy, Mr. Keaton Wills. We thank him for being a part of our group right now. Yeah, he's doing some keyboard work and everything else. He's really, really good. And young guy. So definitely getting some stuff out of him. And there was us at JC Chumley's, and that was part of the dance floor before they got real friendly. They're all kind of standoffish there for a moment, but then we got everything going. Oh, and there was me and Peter, Mr. Peter Wilbur, and myself. We were doing the Top Gun thing. It was kind of a reshot from last year. And then there's Cito doing his thing, and you can see where everyone was up in the front and being all nasty and looking at the bowling pin stuff. It was kind of an interesting night. And there was our stage right there with our pumpkin and everything else. So that was J.C. Chumley's. It was a great night. And, oh, that's right, my daughter just moved out for the second time in about 3 months. Well, she was at college for a couple of days, and then she came home. She decided that wasn't for her, and now she's moved into her own apartment. And, yeah, there you go, piggies. It's a nice place. I think it's nicer than here, but, that's up to her. So, and always support our troops. There's Zeben. That's what he looks like nowadays, and we'll talk about Zeben here in just a moment. But he says support our troops since my son's in the Army and all that. We definitely want to push that agenda quite a bit. So, enough about me. I'm so boring. Let's get to Miss Ottem. So, how are we doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Doing well. This is great, though. You get to redo this again because, that audio stuff, I highly apologize for that. I listened back to it, and I just, like, the very first part, I was like, what's going on? Why is this? And it was just me being stupid. We got new equipment, so we actually have, like, a nice camera to show everything, and I didn't shut the mic off.
Yeah.
So the mic was coming from two different directions, and it was really, really interesting. But, they showed up here, and back then, when they first showed up here, it was a 60-degree day. Now it's snow and everything else, and I was out shoveling. It was fun. And we just went into the door, just get into the studio, and Mr. ZB's, that guy decided he was going to do that and run out the door, and that guy's a runner. So next thing you know, he's cruising on down the street and everything else, and you guys were so kind enough to run out there and try to catch him, and I just had to take off in the van. I know I wasn't going to catch him by foot, and we got him back, and crisis averted. And that dog,
he needs to go to obedience school.
He probably should.
Yeah.
He probably should. I'm not going to deny that. But, there's old ZB's. So, Chris, what do you play? What do you do?
What do I do? So I play bass.
Okay.
What I do, full-time, I work in IT. I've been in IT for 30 years. But
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
So what do you do in IT then?
So I work for a utility company in the upper Midwest, a larger utility company. I work as an architect. And so I've been in, like I said, in IT for, 30 years probably.
Architect.
Yep.
Okay. You have to explain to me a little bit more, like, how's that work? Are you just doing like, I can't even think of the word, some kind of
come up with,
networking or something like that?
sometimes networking, come up with solutions for the enterprise-wide solutions and systems and design those.
So I like to think I'm getting to be a tech nerd, but I work on the old stuff and then I tear it apart and whatever else, with hardware mostly. So I'm assuming you have a lot more software knowledge than I probably ever will.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all. I mean, it's a big field, right? So I know you know a ton of stuff I don't know. So, and vice versa, right? So
I just know old tech, and you sit there and follow the traces until something's broken.
Yeah.
And then you fix it.
Yeah.
Then it works again. You feel all happy, so you do it over again. Cool. So where'd you come from, Chris?
I came from Fargo. I was born in South Fargo. When I was 6 months old, I moved to North Fargo.
South Fargo.
Yeah.
Oh, could have been a Bruin. Could have been.
Yeah, I've mostly lived in Fargo. I was living in the cities for work for a few years, but yeah, I've mostly been here in Fargo.
Yes, most of my friends came from North Fargo. I was in Moorhead, but I always just went across the river and went to North Fargo, and that's where I hung out with all my friends.
Cool.
So yeah, they had great music programs up there. That's all I really remember. Their jazz program and everything else.
Yeah. I grew up on the north side, so
yeah. So cool. So what's got you into music in the first place?
Sure. When I was young, my dad played guitar and sang, so I used to sing with him. And, then just years of piano lessons and what else I played. When I was young, I played trumpet, I played cello, and then
you're just all over the board.
Yeah.
So your dad sang and played guitar. Mm-hmm. And did he show you anything on guitar, or you just kind of just hang out and just sing along?
Too young. I sang along, but he may have shown me something. I don't know.
Okay. But what kind of songs you sing?
What's that song? Country Roads. Country Roads, take me home. That
the great sing-alongs. Yep. Yes, you can't get away from them.
Johnny Cash, La Cucaracha. It's all coming back now.
Oh, nice.
I remember these songs, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So did you just do that in the living room, or did you go out and do that, or?
Oh, we did it wherever.
Wherever
we were. Yeah, campfires or.
Oh, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So you're in school then, up north, and then I'm assuming because you said cello, and that usually comes before the band instruments, the trumpet. Mm-hmm. What pushed you into doing cello? I'm not going to say push. That's probably a bad term, but what got you thinking about playing cello in the first place?
Honestly, I don't remember. I was just sent home with a cello. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's a nice instrument, though. It's a really nice instrument.
Yeah, I've noticed with that. Cause I've very little orchestral experience other than last year I did a semi-long-term subbing gig for an orchestra. And it was the greatest day and the worst day. No, it wasn't even any of those. But it was a big weather change day. And I don't know if you remember this about the orchestral instruments, is that the strings and stuff, as soon as that barometric temperature, whatever, the pressures all change, next thing you know, everything's out of tune.
Yep.
I'm dealing with 7th, 6th graders that are not allowed to touch the tuning pegs other than the fine tuners. I've never done this in my life. So they had to show me, like, okay, what are the tunings on each string? And I'm sitting there with this little tuner and trying to figure it all out. I must have had a crash course in tuning 80 instruments in one day. I got pretty good at it. It was the whole idea of pushing in. Mm-hmm. I never thought about pushing in on there, so half the time I'd be twisting and then just come back out.
Yep, I remember that we weren't allowed to tune our own instruments, and I tried. I broke a string once, and then I learned why we weren't allowed to tune our own instruments.
And I broke a string twice.
Yeah.
But I guess that's how you learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. So don't think about it. So you have no idea. You just went home with the.
Yeah, I don't remember why, but I remember thinking that after I started, I was so glad I didn't play violin because it was just so awful when it's not played well. Violin is just ear piercing. So I was just very grateful I didn't choose violin. I remember thinking that.
I was just thinking because you set the cello on the floor, instead of having to hold it up in your chin the entire time. I would think
Yeah.
that'd get annoying, but every instrument.
Yeah.
And then you went to trumpet. So
trumpet.
yeah, how did that even come into play? It's like cello to trumpet. That's two different mindsets.
Yeah, I had a trumpet at home because my dad had played trumpet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
And I still have that trumpet from when my dad played in school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a nice little heirloom there then.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and I recently had it fixed by Rock Mengi.
Yep.
Who fixes? Yeah, he fixed my trumpet. Thank you, Rock.
Shout out to Rock.
About 2 years ago. I think I unplugged this. Is it this?
Uh-oh. Can you still hear?
No. Can I hear now?
Are we back?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Duct Tape Productions. Here we go.
Too many cords.
That's how it works down here. So cool. Yeah. Shout out to Rock Mengi out there getting that fixed. So you did that for how many years then?
I don't know. 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Up through junior high and just gave it up?
Yeah, both cello and trumpet. I mean, I played, but never serious. Just in school.
Okay.
So I never went past school.
Now, to me, I just always see the mindsets of it. I always find it just amazing just watching like the younger band or music people is that you get the orchestra people. They're always a breeze because they're always just chill, laid back. They're just here to play a little music. And then you get to the band instruments, and then you have the whole plethora of everything going on. You have like double reeds where they're like completely serious, almost orchestral like, to the percussion where they're just animals back there, and then saxophones and trumpets are usually all type A.
Yeah.
They're always trying to outdo each other and everything else. So that's just interesting. Go from cello to that.
Oh, yeah.
So cool. So then what did you do for the rest of your high school career? Did you do anything
Nothing.
artsy wise or
nothing?
Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh my God.
I played piano behind the scenes and,
Okay.
tried to be cool. And then as a result, didn't take any risks. Didn't want to go out there for fear, someone would, think I wasn't cool.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
you know how that goes. But, well, I don't know if you do or not, but, some people.
I was a twin, so I was always the twin's brother. That's
Yeah.
basically how it went, and I still don't.
Yeah. But I play piano. I've always played piano. So
Okay.
I do that a lot.
Did you do anything like in church or anything with that, or is it just?
Yeah, I started playing in church in my 30s. So
Oh,
really,
okay.
I went a long time without playing with people. I was playing by myself.
So did you start your IT career then right after high school, or was that just you have some college stuff?
Yeah. Oh, I went to college. Yep, I was in college. I started college when I was 16. Graduated my
16
sophomore year. Yep, and then went to college and got a degree in computer science.
Wow. Where'd you go to college at?
At NDSU.
NDSU.
Yep.
There we go. That was the last place I went to college.
Yeah.
Finally, final destination for me.
Yeah, computer science was hard too. You see people in school partying and whatever in college, but we had no time. Like we were doing homework and schoolwork all the time, so we were very busy.
Getting it done.
Yeah.
Getting it done. So then were you at the same company the whole time here, or is this just? Oh wait, you went down to Minneapolis for a while too. Was that first or?
No, I was down in Minneapolis up until COVID. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
okay.
I mean, after college, I stayed around here and I worked for NDSU for a number of years, and I worked for a health insurance company in town, and where else? Just IT jobs in town.
Okay.
So.
There must be plenty of work for that.
Yeah. Now there's even more so. But
oh wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to change careers, but I like hanging with the kids.
Yeah.
So, okay. So then by the time you're 30, so that's 10 years into your career? Am I being fair about that? Just a decade in?
Yeah.
Then just what lit the candle? What sparked you to start doing that?
To start playing
in
church.
Or just live.
Yeah, I just wanted to play with people. Everything that I do in my life, I'll just wake up one day and I want to do this. And then I just go that direction. And I just literally woke up one day and I want to play with people, right? So then I,
okay.
That's the same way. I want to go into computers. I want to go into cybersecurity. That's just how I do things. So, yeah, just started playing at a church, played at Methodist Church with musician named Dave Ellers, like very, very good musician.
Oh.
And then
I think we got a video with him on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a very good musician. He's made a couple CDs and so he did, the church thing and did some originals because Dave has quite a few originals. And
so you started there playing organ, piano?
Yeah, piano and keyboards.
Keyboards, okay.
Yep.
He's got to do the whole synth pad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why
and
they're so soothing.
Yeah. Dave's son is Matthias Ellers, who he worked at Livewire for a while. And so Matthias played bass, and then Matthias quit playing bass, and then...
What?
Yeah. And then as a result, I started playing bass. So that's exactly how I started playing bass. Matthias quit.
Oh, okay. So basically it just turned out to be that there was a need now.
Yep.
And you just stepped on in.
Yep.
Okay. So who got you started on bass then? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was Dave Ellers, and they gave me Matthias's bass, and I took it home and found some online lessons. So with Stu Ham, bass player.
With Stu Ham, see.
Stu Ham. Mm-hmm. So Stu Ham has some very good online lessons. So I took lessons from there and started playing bass. And I've been playing bass ever since.
So did you learn truly just off online stuff, like just watching people on a screen and then figuring out as you go along?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yep,
Okay.
I did.
See, that's a whole new world out there. 'Cause I know when we were doing this stuff back in the day, and you're playing the record even, and then trying to find the spot again, you couldn't slow nothing down, whatever else. You had some magazines and, put some things up for you, but most of the time you're on your own trying to figure that out. So this technology is really, really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Like nowadays, I don't know how we get by without YouTube. It's like...
I know, and people they'll do covers and they'll break down songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
They'll show you all that.
Amazing,
and the fancy graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
I always thought that was just... It's like, how do we live without this? And
I don't know, but you see, like the older generation that lived without it, and they're very good. Like Ron Kerber, who I played with. Like he can just hear like, oh, that's G, or oh, that's a C. Like he can just hear it and just figure stuff out because
that was survival.
Yeah, they had to.
So I always just wondered, like, if we go back into the early '90s or back into the '80s again and just started over again at that point, would it be this? Could people do the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not if they never saw this stuff before. Maybe, but maybe we're getting too spoiled.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's quite possible. No, that's cool. But you work with Stu Ham now. So how did you find Stu Ham? How did you even know about Stu Ham?
How did I? I think the drummer at church was into Joe Satriani, and Stu was playing with Joe.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go see Steve Vai then? He's coming back in a couple. You going?
I am. Yep.
Okay, I saw Steve Vai twice. One was down the cities at the First Ave, and that might have been 96, 7-ish.
Okay.
I can't remember what tour that was. And then I saw him in at Fargo Theater, but I had some really bad seats. I was way in the back.
Oh.
But he had Stu Ham with him, at the Fargo, and I think he's coming back with them this time too.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh.
I think he is. But
that would be neat. Yeah, I didn't see who's playing with Steve. I just, I'm going to Steve.
He puts on a great show.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's great. So that was like 30 years ago now. 25.
Did you go Joe Satriani when he was here?
No, I wasn't that smart.
Did you go Tommy Emmanuel?
I never get out. I'm such a recluse. I'm bad. I'm bad.
It's okay.
So our own Peter Wilbur's playing this Friday on an acoustic show.
Okay, yeah.
And I got called out on Facebook. I better be.
I know Peter. I played a jam with him at Troll Lounge on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
He's a really good guitar player.
He is.
Yeah.
He's great. I've been working with him for, 3 years now. So
yeah, nice guy too.
Exactly.
Nice hat.
The Irish guy. We learned that he was I'm going to get it wrong, Peter. So I think it's Norwegian royalty. I think that's where he comes from.
Oh.
Some kings or whatever from Norway. So I always call him Lord Wilbur now. So Lord Wilbur. He's a lot of fun. Cool. So, okay. So how'd you find Stu Ham? Through the drummer, and then you found him online? And
don't know, just online Google searches. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's strange to me. I remember Peter Niblok was in here and he was talking about a drummer off the West Coast that he was trying to get a hold of just to take a lesson from. He just wanted a lesson from him, and it was basically he had to like send in resumes and stuff to this guy, showing how much he wanted to be at least have this lesson from him. And then he finally got it, and then he was like, he wasn't too impressed. We'll just say that.
Yeah, Peter's a good drummer. Hey.
Good.
Very good drummer.
Very good. Oh my gosh. That guy scares me.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is that I always say I want to take a lesson from him, but I don't.
You do. You know, I took a few lessons from him because I played drums in a work band.
Nice.
I don't know, 10 years ago maybe.
Okay.
So I took a few lessons from him to get me started.
Yep.
And he's a very good teacher, very good drummer, like magical drummer.
Oh, he knows what he wants. We'll sit around here and just debate things about technique and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to say debate. We just sit there and kind of compare cards and whatever else. And man, he's meticulous. He knows exactly what he's looking for. Yeah. So that's what scares me about him. I'm going to get in there and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So you got all those stew ham things, and then you're playing in the church. What got you onto actual working bands?
You know, I wanted to get better at bass, right? And then you play at church, and that's it. That's all you do. So,
okay.
So
I'm just still flabbergasted you stuck with the bass. Because most
I
people
know.
are just like, oh, okay, yeah, I can play bass.
It's a difficult instrument.
To do correctly, yeah.
Yeah. You know, you need muscles. It's like a whole new set of muscles. I remember like the top of my left hand hurt so bad just because I've never used those muscles. And yeah, it's a difficult instrument. I'm surprised I stuck with it too. I don't know why I did. But I did. I'm happy. I love playing bass.
It was
now.
the challenge. It just kept pulling you in.
I guess, yeah. So what did there was on Craigslist. Sometimes Craigslist, bands are looking for whatever. So I found an ad for a bass player, and actually I answered it, and it worked out really well. And we actually called the band Want Ad. That was the name. Yeah, yeah.
All the greatest names come through here.
And it seemed like we practiced forever. We practiced like every week, and it was like 4 hours a week. We probably practiced 6 months, which is exactly what I needed at the time.
Good.
And so we practiced, and we had one gig, and then that was it. But I got to learn like a lot of country songs, and that was like I guess my first band, I guess.
Oh no, I know the feeling on that. This room is seeing a lot of people, and very, very little of these people that worked in this room played live.
Oh.
So yeah, many hours working up many tunes.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, oh.
But I learned like none of it's wasted. Like everything's applicable. Even you could you spend 40 hours on a song, and then something falls through and you don't get to play it, but you can transfer it to something else.
Exactly, the experience you learn from that. Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah,
exactly. Great attitude.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was your first band, and then you just kept on going from there. It's like,
yeah.
Should we go through some of the photos? Because you definitely have photos of the band.
Sure.
Here. This would be a great time to do that.
Okay.
So let's do. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so that's a band called Measures with Ron Kerber, and the drummer is Craig Schulte. And then, Ron's a really good musician, and Ron has songs from. We played a lot of like Doobie Brothers and 60s and 70s songs, and sometimes he would throw stuff at me, like, would be on like.
I was thinking literally throwing things at you.
No, but he was mean sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. Sometimes he was kind of mean. That's okay though. But anyway, like we'd be
stern. He knew what he wanted.
Yeah, he was stern. So we'd be on stage, and he wanted us to play a new song like that I had never heard. So what he would do is he would play chords and he'd flash numbers at me. Like 1, 2, 4, and so then I'm probably looking at his hand right there. Like what song are you playing? And so that was a big thing in Measures, is that I quickly had to learn 1, 4, 5, 2 minor, 6 minor,
Oh, perfect.
So
Nashville numbering system. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that was a band called Taming James, right? And then that is just such a good picture. I didn't want to waste it. The band actually never went anywhere, but we practiced quite a bit together, and we know each other really well. That's Phil Kerr and Jamie Balla, and so we were doing like, I don't know, bluegrass type of music. But
well, that's fun. The
Yeah.
bluegrass thing's definitely coming back.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about it, and the jams have been going on, everything
Yeah.
else. It's just like everything goes in a cycle.
yeah,
Dakota Dirt. I love that name.
yeah, that was a fun band. It was Mike Gusas and is the guitar player, and then the drummer is Grant Kendall. And I met Grant in that very first band called Want Ad. So
there we go.
Yeah, me and him were the remnants of that very first band.
Yeah, it's running in the circles.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So Dakota Dirt, we played around town at the VFWs and Specs. We played, and they got a new bass player now, and they're called 357.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
357. Yeah.
I think they're playing this weekend too.
Yeah.
Not in town though.
Holiday Inn maybe. But anyway, yeah.
think
So
it
if you
was in
see
town.
357, it's that band without me, with a different guy.
Dakota Dirt
Yeah.
without Chris.
Yep.
There you go. And the drummer is singing. He's playing on Electric Kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if I approve of that, but
Well,
I know it.
but he's
It
a
follows his
acoustic kit
place.
now.
Does he?
Yeah.
'Cause I've tried using the Electric Kit a couple of times, and it's usually either the sound guy freaks out or something just won't work correctly. It's just one of
Oh.
the two things. But of course, I use recycled junk all
Yeah.
the time.
Grant,
But he's singing while he's playing,
Yeah.
so there's bonus points.
he's a good singer. He's a good player too.
No way I could do that.
He also appreciates Peter Niblok.
Peter, yes, Mr. Niblok.
Yep.
I'm buying a computer from him later this week.
Are you really?
Yep.
Oh, tell him
Another
I said
old
hi.
iMac.
Tell him I said hi.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah. There's me and Ron again. We were playing at Lucky's, Measures, and Craig Schulte's in the back.
Measures.
There's me. I don't know where that is. It's in my St. Paul band called Spin Cycle.
Spin cycle.
That was such a great band. It's my favorite band. I just quit in April just because I've been in Fargo much more than St. Paul. So I still miss them. I really miss them.
How much work did they have? Was it weekly? Like-
Well, I guess we were playing probably once a month,
Okay.
but we stayed together through COVID.
Gotcha, yeah.
So, yeah, and we were still practicing through COVID. And at that time, like in Minnesota, I think it was even illegal to be in a house if you're not related to someone. Or it was really weird. It got
It
really
might have
weird.
been, yeah.
But we stayed practicing, and then we were called Spin Cycle because we would practice in a laundry room. But during COVID, we practiced in a family room, and there's a pool table, and then we were on like the four corners of this pool table, so we were all like at least 6 feet apart, and we were
That's a good way to do it.
yeah.
If you want to think about it that way, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we stayed together through COVID. So
That's cool. What kind of music do they play? Or I should say you play.
rock, country, classic
Just variety?
rock, variety,
Okay.
covers.
Covers, and more covers.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what sells.
Yeah.
'Cause that was my thing. You were asking about the metal music that goes along on this stuff, and that's just because I recorded that. Well, my band recorded that probably circa 2000. We were getting a lot of radio play with that one too until my ex kind of put the kibosh on me playing it, and it turned into something completely different.
Oh.
But that's why I won't let the new lady tell me if I can go play or not.
No.
She's got no say in that.
Yeah.
And so be doing that a lot. And basically with that type of thing, you're just taking your paychecks and throwing it into the band. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And now I play covers, and now I don't even have to really work. So it's been
Yeah.
nice. But I still live like a slob.
No, you're organized.
I try to be.
Yeah.
Try to be.
You're organized.
Here we are outside. Oh, man. I can't wait to see the grass again.
Hmm.
I thought it was coming back. We got that snow, and I was just like, I'll be gone today. Now
Yeah,
it
no.
won't stop.
No, stop.
Minnesota, what are you doing?
Yeah. So that's a neighborhood night party type of a thing. So that the duo, it's just two ladies, and they are called Susie Plays Guitar. And sometimes they'll come to Fargo too, like really good friends of mine. So that night, I was just filling in with them, playing bass on behind them, and kind of the joke was I rode on that scooter that's standing by me. So, but I titled this picture is called Chris Plays with Susie.
You're just back there beaming.
Yeah. Yeah. That's with Spin Cycle. Where are we? Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis.
That's a crazy looking stage. I love it.
Yeah, at Glick's. It's called Glick's.
Glick's?
Yeah, that was a fun venue. Downtown Minneapolis is a whole different neighborhood now, so it was, a little bit edgy playing that night. But I mean, it was fun. It's a nice when you're inside, it's safe, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just noticed you have the little washing machine sitting in the front of the stage there.
Yeah, that's our tip jar.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's my friend Casey Connor, who he passed away October of 2019.
No.
And he was a local musician, very, very good musician. Like most people know who Casey Connor is. And he really invested a lot of time, teaching me how to play things, whether it's guitar or bass or even drums too. He's just he invested a lot of time into me. I'm like very grateful for having known Casey.
Yes.
He's made me a much better musician.
And that's what keeps me teaching too, is just taking your experiences and being able to pass them along like that. So he's trying to make you an all-utility fielder. That's nice.
Yeah. And then there was like a celebration of life service for Casey. It was a jam at the windbreak. And I bet like 200 people showed up.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And everyone had a story, of how Casey, had some kind of influence on them. He had a lot of influence on people. So.
The legacy, that is nice. I cannot say that I known Casey, but after talking like that, I wish I had.
Yeah. There's me and Ron again, and Craig in Measures, Craig Schulte.
Just having a great time there, though.
Yeah.
That's the big thing about it.
Yeah. So that's the church band with Dave Ellers. So myself, Dave Ellers, and then Dana Rasmussen was the drummer.
Okay.
So we'd play at church, and then we'd play out too. There's some coffee shops, and Dave had a lot of originals. When we played out, we'd play Dave's originals.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a whole different story.
Okay.
But the guys playing on an electric kit again, where I wish my church had an electric kit, because I always think that I'm overplaying all the time. I just can never tell. And sometimes they're like, hey, we can't even hear you. And I'm like, oh. It's like, I don't know. That's just me.
Oh.
That looks like Sylvester Stallone, but it's not.
No, it's a rockabilly band out of Minneapolis called Lena and the Love Kills.
Rockabilly too.
Yeah, I love rockabilly. I like playing rockabilly.
Would that just make you exhausted by the end of the night?
Yeah, it made me
that'd be awesome.
tired.
Yeah.
But I like swing dancing. I like watching swing dancing, and I like playing rockabilly and watching people dance while I play.
Because that's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Outdoors again.
Yeah, there's I play with these guys currently. They're a worship band out of Fergus, and they don't necessarily like play at a church. They play around. People hire them, and this is a yearly kind of yard party thing out in Fergus. So they lost their bass player somewhat recently, and so now I get to play with them. So it's a great band. Nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great experience.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. Who's that? Oh, that's Measures again. I guess I gave you so many pictures of Measures.
Well, that's fine.
With Ron.
I just like looking at the stages and seeing where they are, but
Yeah.
I get baffled by why they have those bars out front, other than that I understand when the crowd gets a little bit rowdy. That they're nice to have right there, but
I'm trying to remember what this place is gone now. Was it Hennessy's? I think it was Hennessy's, and the stage and the band were an afterthought. So I think that's what the
Gotcha on that.
Yeah.
Read you loud and clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a great picture.
Me with Spin Cycle and my guitar that's gone. That guitar was stolen about a year ago.
Right. A year ago.
Yeah.
So it's been that long.
I still remember the day. So
what happened there?
So it was in my car in my underground parking, and somebody had broken in. Apparently, breaking into underground parking is a thing, right? But management didn't tell me that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thanks
I had
for
no
the heads up. Yep.
I know, right? I had no idea. And so the guy had a stolen garage door opener because, they hadn't changed the code in 20 years. and so because he had come in the night before, stole some stuff, and then he came in the night that I had my base in the car because I came home from the cities and just thought I'll get my base in the morning. And no, I won't get my base in the morning because he came in that night and stole it. And that was so sad. And then the policeman came the next, and he was taking a report. And I told the policeman, I said, this doesn't happen in Fargo. And the policeman said, yes, it does. I was standing in this spot yesterday taking a report on that car. So, yeah, it's a thing.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
But the guy was caught. Convicted, went to prison, was paroled, and is now not following his parole. So I think there's a warrant out. But my base is still
at large.
MIA. Yeah. It's out there somewhere. I feel like it's going to turn up. I feel like someone has it in their closet somewhere.
Anyone has any information, please get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And or Chris. There'll be links and everything down below.
Yeah.
That needs to be returned, yeah. Because that's just, such a nice looking base.
Yeah. What is that picture of? Oh, yeah, Dakota Dirt. Just a picture.
Dakota Dirt.
Nice band picture.
And Spin Cycle with the huge PA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we...
it's like 18s and 15s with the horn. Wow.
Yeah, so my friend did sound for that. That was in a venue called Sherwood in St. Paul. And my friend, Paul, great sound guy, he does sound out in the parks, they have free music in the different parks in St. Paul. And so he has a big stack, for that. And we needed a sound guy, so he brought his stack in to Sherwood, and we ran with it. And we sounded great. It was a little bit of overkill,
I bet.
A little bit. But we, kind of the joke was, I said, turn it up to 1, right? And
that was too much.
Yeah, it makes for a great story. And we sounded great.
It was a great night.
Yeah.
Great time. That looks like Specs.
That is Specs.
Ah! Called it.
Yep. That is Specs with Mike and Grant. So that would be Dakota Dirt.
I can see that in the bass drum. Dakota Dirt.
Yeah. And there's me with Spin Cycle. My favorite band from St. Paul.
Just jamming. Looks a little chilly. Oh, that must be the end of it. Oh,
yeah.
There we go. Then just the headshot.
Yeah.
That we have. So good picture of you, Chris.
Thank
good picture.
you.
And there we go. All right. So we'll get to some videos that we have of you
Okay.
playing. But first, let's get to our weekly report. So, Cito, we miss you, man. All right, we're going uptown right away. We have Red Roses on Thursday and Friday, and then finishing out the weekend is going to be some shitty cover band on Saturday the 5th at Shooting Star Manone. We have Daughtry on Friday the 4th, Sawtown Poorhouse in Grand Forks, some shitty cover band. Ooh, I wonder how this is working together. On Friday, then the Red Roses on Saturday, like they're switching times. That's really cool. All right, TAC, we got Southern Express Band Saturday the 5th at the Fargo Theater. We have My Name Is Not Mom. Meredith Manson, Tiffany Jenkins, and then a Blizzard. Looks to me like it's some kind of a comedy trope. So that would be something fun to get out to. Let's see, our acoustic corner this week. On Wednesday, happening right now, Rachel Nero at Murphy's Pub. And then Thursday, November 3rd, we have Rachel Nero. She's getting a lot of work this week. JC Chumley's and Samantha Ellingson at Midtown Tavern. And on Friday the 4th, you have Jim White, the Silver Spike, Wayne J. MacArthur at the Tailgaters, and let's see, Saturday, November 5th, Dan Christensen at the Swing Barrel Brewing Company. We're going downtown, Front Street Tap Room. We got Vinyl and Vino tomorrow night, so the 3rd, and then open mic night with Travis Neros on Monday the 7th. The Cellar, we have open mic with Marquay Belcher. Wednesday the 2nd, that's stand-up open mic, so if you want to work on your tight 2 minutes, there you go. Then we got Chelsea Hood and Ebenezer Madersa this Friday. I think they're from the Minneapolis area. I'm not quite certain. Don't quote me on that. Choro Lounge, you got open mic hosted by Amped on Thursday, and then Jazz Night with Max Jonk next Tuesday, the 8th. Fargo Brewing Company, we have a night at the Fillmore, the Allman Brothers Tribute. That's Dan Brecky's deal going on there, and that'll be a really good time. Friday the 4th, and then Blackstone Cherry at Strange Jays. Saturday the 5th at Delta 42nd. Dan Brecky's mother, Kathy Brecky, in the 42nd Street Jazz Band. I think his father plays in that one too. Pretty sure. I forgot his name.
Mr. Brecky.
Mr. Brecky. There it is. I've known him forever. Wow, that's a whole different story. I'm not getting into that now. Okay, the Dempsey's, we got the Crop Dusters happening right now, and then we got open mic night tomorrow with Gina Powers, and then Retrolution on Friday the 4th. At the Aquarium, we have Shotgun Facelift in Tundra. Morville, official Dopamine this Friday. Dimension Jumpers, Win, Brandon Faze, JJ Slick, and Super Juice on Saturday. Then at the VFW, we have Boogie Nights Friday and Saturday, downtown Fargo. Then we're going out of town. And my not. We have Unleashed Friday and Saturday with Steel Panther on Saturday as well. Laughing Sun Brewery, our favorite brewing company out in the Bismarck Mandan area. We got Dylan Sperlin Thursday the 3rd. Arlett Woods on Friday, and then Heatbox and Bertok on Saturday the 5th at Ojada Records in Grand Forks. We have Lunch Ladies, Jayemke, I think that's how you say it, Worm King, and then Dakota Love Affair this Thursday the 3rd. And then Average Joe's Impartial, we have Miles Barcombe and Sweet Dreams Friday and Saturday night. And then at the Diamond Lounge in Grand Forks, that band, who knows this band, Uptown, Friday and Saturday. And that's all we have for you this week. So there we go. We're back to it. Now we got to get to some videos of you. Oops, that one right there. And we have Jolene by the Spin Cycles.
Oh, jeez.
So I just picked out some random stuff from different bands.
Oh,
yeah, it does look chilly. It looks like one of the photos that you had in there, too. But there's the bass, right? I didn't realize that you were actually going to do the vocals on that. That's good. That's really good. Go through one more chorus, we'll get to the next one. How old was it then? In the 30s? Oh. Yeah. Poor fingers. Have your time to shine too.
It's tough to play bass. I do well if I just have to sing. I do pretty well. But when I have to play bass, it's tough.
I've tried singing and drumming before. It's quite a scene.
There's only a few songs really I can do.
This is Love Kills. In order to do it. Is he an actual Shriner, or is he just one of the They kept talking him out of it. It's like I was kind of suggesting that too. It's that retro. Some Dave Ehlers.
Yeah, this one, it's funny for me to watch. It's kind of painful because I'd only been playing bass probably like 2 years. And so I'm so careful, like every note I play, I'm so careful. But I wrote the bass line for this. So this is a Dave Ehlers original. And
nice.
Yeah, so I wrote the bass line and I did the video.
Oh, wow. Stamp all over this.
Yeah.
Turn the world on its head is love to others show. Does it really make a difference till we learn what it means to serve and follow? May I be led by you as ruler of everything I say and do, be the light into this darkness that I know. May I count the cost, deem my
Recording is
whole
forever.
world to be a total
One of the things that I always do when I listen back to some
loss.
of those metal recordings and stuff, there's a few things that I knew weren't correct. And I was at the time, it's like, good enough. No one's going to notice. And now it's like 20 years later, and you listen to it, and it just bugs you. And you're like,
Holy
you had the chance to fix it.
knowledge, understanding
This experience I learned, I don't like recording.
only comes from
You don't like
the
recording?
one whose
Yeah,
thoughts
it's a grind.
Yeah, I like to play live with my mistakes.
Yep.
I find it happens.
It's good fun. That's why I was out watching Dan Brecky a couple weeks ago. And there was just mistakes flying off left and right, but they were just like, what am I thinking? Not caressing them. Just basically just took them in, just used it as part of the song. And it was so killer watching that stuff.
May I be led
Yeah, that was a
by
fun
you
thing with my last band.
as
We
ruler
embraced our
of
mistakes.
everything I say
That's what makes it nice.
be the
Well, I could say
light
the best seats I've ever had for a concert, and the most boring concert I ever saw was Boston. Because my girlfriend at the time's dad was driving limo, and they were driving the band to the Fargo Dome. So we had second row seats in the Fargo Dome center. Right there. Everyone was there. But they might as well just put the CD on, just stood there. It was like the only thing that was at least remotely interesting to me was that all of a sudden like he shoots up on this organ. Like, in the air. Yeah, that was basically the show, or else it's just them playing precisely what's on the record. To me, that was just kind of. I like to see what people tweak things and
Oh, sure.
how they
as
can do
ruler
it.
of
Yep, I know what you
everything
mean.
I say and do, be the light into this darkness that I know.
Put the brain back in.
May I count the cost, deem my whole world to be a total loss. I'm taking up this cross to follow. I'm taking up this cross.
Nice. I think those are the only three that I have. But you know what? I think it's time for a little juvenile destruction, don't you? Yes, yes, we gotta
Sure.
get some juvenile destruction here. So here we go. This week's Off the Roof.
What's that?
Oh man.
What was that?
That one came apart.
Coffee machine?
It looks like a coffee maker. Oh! It's in slow. This is one when my son was around. It's that one chunk that goes flying. It's always
That was perfect aim, too. You're hired.
That was definitely one of the earlier ones that I've ever done. But here, Chris brought me a little gift along, so we got to open that while we are live on the stream here. So says it's Chanel, but she says it's not Chanel number 5. So, oh, we got figures. Django. We got a stormtrooper. Luke, an X-wing pilot, and Han Solo. This is beautiful. Oh, it even has some of the weapons too.
Yeah, there's an extra gun in there. I hope you like it.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh, these are awesome.
Good.
I think this is from the Kenner series from the 90s when they came out again. So sweet. These are definitely going into my display cabinet upstairs. Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was great. That was great. All right. Well, we got to wrap this thing on up. So you got anything left for the good of your order? Where can we find you at?
You can find me on Facebook if you need me to fill in or play bass or guitar or keyboards or sing.
Oh, so you're looking for work right now?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I'm open. I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm kind of focusing on vocals right now, and so I'm doing kind of some things on my own. But
nice.
yeah, but I'm open to.
Cool.
I enjoy subbing.
And we'll have all the links down below to find her on there. And I think you're on Instagram too as well, correct?
Yes, I'm on Instagram.
Okay, so we'll have that on there as well.
Okay.
And if you can find us on all the ticky-tacks, Instagrammies, and all that other fun stuff, at Uptown Tonight Podcast or Uptown Band Fargo, both of those do work. So you can go Uptown Tonight Podcast at Gmail or Uptown Band Fargo at Gmail, or else you can find us all the stuff that the band's doing at uptownbandfargo.com. So basically, that's how you can get a hold of us. If you have any ideas of guests or stuff to throw off the roof, or any other just crazy weirdo ideas, we'll take them on in. So just remember, if your drummer's got more charisma than your front man, band may be in trouble. But that's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time.
It's just a little baby turtle. Look at him go.